Right, hello my darlings. Back now with the Great Ugly. I'm still going to count this as part of week 2. I'm coming to the end of week 2 of my 100-day challenge in here. I was having a bit of a tidy up with some of my recycling, and I came across this scrap piece of wallpaper, and it's reminding me of an idea to do um, tucks or pockets with wallpaper. Really quick, I'll show you. I'm going to use the bird as my um, Great Ugly example. And I'm probably going to use something in here as my, to add to Penelope, which is the current one I'm working on. So, not sure yet. Just get some pieces chopped down a size, and I'm just going to adhere these now to plain printer paper. Not sure about that. Let's go that way. But any images that have interest, we can do the rest. So, first thing, find something that you've got an interesting large image, or somewhere where you can possibly cut around to make a shaped tuck. That's the idea, to make a shaped tuck. So let's get these stuck to some just white printer paper, because wallpaper is quite floppy. So you could stick it to cardstock or packaging, cereal box. It depends on how rigid you want your pocket or tuck to be. Get rid of that excess off there. So I'm just going to use my glue sponge and stick. I'm not really a bird person. I'll occasionally have them mixed in with designs and things, but saying that, I've always wanted to do a junk journal with just ravens and crows, but hey ho, one day. Right, get that stuck down. I should have got a baby wipe out ready. I didn't. Hold on. Sticky fingers. And will that one fit on there? Yes, go for it. Line frame. So yeah, look for images with large blossoms. I've also found in a charity shop recently a British Natural Museum wallpaper roll, and it's got lots of framed squares of botanicals and nature items and stuff on it. So it could be a pattern that's got squares, rectangles, shapes, anything that can give you a clue as to the shape that the eventual pocket will be. Oh, it's been a long day, but we've blitzed through the house and we've gotten loads done. So I'm quite excited because tomorrow there is a craft de-stash event coming up locally, and I've got my pennies and pounds saved up for my treasure hunting money. So off I go tomorrow to see what I can find. Not that I need any more treasures. I've got enough treasures in my craft studio to last me a while. So these I'm not sure about, these last few pieces. It's just to salvage that last little scrap of wallpaper. And the wallpaper is, again, it gives you a different texture. Because I think one of the appeals for me, anyway, for junk journaling, is that you have, because you're using so many different materials and mediums, you just have this awesome textural outcome and a good junk journal. You know, there's different textures, there's different weights of papers and things all mixed together. and it just makes it more interesting. And when you handle the junk journal, then it's much more of a different kind of experience than just holding a store-bought book with, you know, blank white pages staring at you. So last one now, stick this one down. I must remember to use my wallpaper more because I am confined. I've only got 2 little squares over there where I can have wallpaper. So I can't treasure hunt any new stuff until I use up what I've got or sell it on. Right, there we go. But I don't know many people who work with wallpaper in this way. So it's kind of like the napkins that I've amassed. I need a sort of mixed media partner in crime, I think. Right, here we go. I'm going to put these away now to dry. This is just down onto plain white printer paper, and leave them dry for a few minutes, and I'll come back and show you how I trim them down. So, right, back in a bit. Right, and they're dry. I've had to go with those scrap ends now. Let me show you what I mean. So let's get the Great Ugly out. These were just offcuts from that wallpaper sample. So on a page, these now make lovely, strong tuck spots. Yeah, I can speak, I promise. The wallpaper and the plain cheap printer paper behind make it really robust, but without taking up too much thickness. It's not that heavy. So these make really, really strong try it again, Faith. Tuck spots that can take a lot of sort of in and out and interactive elements. So that's an example of just one that I've made a right angle and then cut a relief around. That one could be in a corner, but it could also just be stuck on top of another pocket. Or a piece like that could be put just on the side as a tuck spot. So no, wallpaper is, I love working with wallpaper. So let's have a go with these now. I'll put those away for Penelope, if they fit. So I've got the bird here, and that's hydrangea. I think it's a hydrangea. So let's have a go at the hydrangea first. So where I sort of want the relief, I want the flower to be sort of a relief like that. So the first thing I need to do is make a right angle. So I'm going to go up with my measuring tool and slide it out just a bit. There we go. On my mat. And I do prefer using the steel rulers and the cutting wheels. So I make a right angle there. I do apologize. I'm battling this cold that's not leaving me alone. I'm okay. I'm not ill. I'm just battling my sinuses more and more as I get older. Right. And then I've lined that up on a straight line. And then I need to make a right angle. Get me another section about there. And then for my pocket, all I need to do is trim. It's a little wonky. And what I also find, most wallpaper takes inking very well as well. Only a few wallpapers I've encountered that don't ink that well, but most do. So I've got that wiggly, my camera, I'm struggling to remember that. And there, a lovely corner, pretty little tuck spots. go into Penelope then. Give it a bit of soft grunge around the edges. And we'll leave that on a page. Will be very effective. And there's still a bit of room to embellish there if I wanted to, but I think it's lovely as it is. So let's do our bird now to go into the Great Big Ugly. So I need a right angle. I want it to go that way. So let's do the first. This side of the right angle first. So slide my ruler off until I can find a straight line. There we go. And there we go. And then I need a right angle on the bottom. Try not to trim his tail feathers off. There we go. I might have to trim his tail feathers off actually. So that is now a right angle. So I need to trim up around his feathers. When you could fussy cut this, I have cut these types of wallpaper pockets and tucks much tighter before, but I wasn't doing that on camera. Or just keep trimming until you're happy with it. There we go. That now can go in the bin. Now, I think I might trim a little bit extra off the bottom. Make it a bit closer to the bird. And a little bit more, teeny bit more off that side. And then ink this one up. And for that one, my black, oh, there's my black. I'm going to go black. Not much. It's just to show it as an example. Like I said, it all depends on the wallpaper pattern that you end up with. Wallpaper samples or lining paper. There's always somebody giving away unused wallpaper rolls online. Now this one I'm not going to fuss too much with. I'm just going to turn it into a tag of some sort. So let's try to get, I think that's a factory edge on that side. I'm not sure many people in Britain call it that. My grandfather always called it that. You're looking for the straight side, find the factory edge, you could say. So let's get it down. Get as much of the image on there as I can. It's just because I've cut it wonky. But again, if you sort of think it through a bit more than I have, when you're trimming your wallpaper down, you can get all sorts of interesting pieces out of it. Especially if you got a really nice pattern. He goes in that way. I'm just going to put, actually, I don't think I'm going to cut that. I think I'm going to fold it. Last minute change of hearts. I'm going to fold that in because it's obvious I've glued wallpaper onto printer paper. And I'm going to use that as my little notes to stick into the Great Ugly. So right, let me write my notes and I'll be right back. Right, so I've written my notes. I'm just going to call them wallpaper shaped tucks. and I've just said glue wallpaper on the cheap printer paper, make the right angle either on the left side or the right side, depending on what side of the book you want to attach them. Cut around the image or the pattern and to make that shape for the opening. So let's get this into the Great Ugly. I don't know how I'm going to do 100 days in this thing. It's going to be enormous by the end. Let's try. No, I need a left page. Let me come on to frame, please. Any page with something existing on it that I can add a bottom to. Oh, you go under the fabric flip. No, I'll put something taller underneath that. What have I got? That's got something. Oh, that'll do. So that's a book page. Let's get this stuck down and I'll have a look at that one. Where's Artie? There we go. And glue the two sides. There we go. And down, down. I don't really care if it's wonky. It's just for me. And pin back in the glue. There we go. So while that's Artie is doing its job there for a second, that one is it's 2 book pages, I believe. Let's have a look. What do I put down on there? 2 book pages, folded and glued in half. Take the first and fold it in half, tear for the tuck, and glue and attach it to the other page. So yes, you've got 1 book page folded in half and glued completely shut to be the back. Take the other book page that you've done the same thing to and fold it in half that way and create a tuck. So your thin book page now, because it's doubled over, is stronger. Now this example, I've stuck the whole thing down to create that tuck and that tuck. But you could assemble the whole thing and only stick down 3 sides. 3 sides there, tuck that way, 3 sides there, have an extra pocket in the back there. And it's just book page. And then embellish it in some manner. So again, this has only been stuck on as just an example. So no, my bird is in now, and my notes go in, and that's it. So that idea now is in the Great Ugly. These pieces now are ready to go off and see whether or not they fit in Penelope. So thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you soon. Bye.